Hi everybody, today I wanted to make a quick video to show you guys how to tune your instruments. Quick warning, tuning the cello your first few times is super frustrating, so if you don't get it right away, take a break, watch the video again, and come back. And please let me know if you have any questions, I'm here to help. But let's just get right into it. So the first thing you need to know is how to use a tuner. Okay, cool, so the first thing I'm going to show you guys is the tuner. I recommend you download this app called the TE Tuner app. It's pretty visual and pretty fun to use. As you can see, it'll tell you in the bottom left corner which note you're playing, and in the middle it'll tell you if it's too sharp or too flat or right on pitch. So for example, I'm going to play a G, and we'll see if it's too sharp, too flat, or right in tune. Cool. So I got the smiley face, so that string is in tune and I don't have to worry about it. Let's try a note that's too flat. So as you can see, this note is supposed to be a D, but it's too flat. It's giving me the bottom red lit up. And I'm going to make it too sharp to see what happens there. So as you can see, it's a little bit too sharp. It still says D in the bottom left corner, but I'm getting the pound, the hashtag sign, which means it's too sharp. So I'm going to bring it back down. Awesome. So I got that one in tune. Alright, so now that we know how to use the tuner, let's go and figure out the pegs. Okay, so here's the pegs. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Each peg has a string corresponding to it, and as you can see, each string wraps around their peg the same way, the same direction. And what that means is that no matter which peg you grab, cranking it backward will make that string higher or sharper, and pulling or pushing it forward will make the string lower or flatter. And so the second thing you need to notice is that there's no gears in the head of the cello like you'd see in a guitar. And what that means is that you have to apply pressure inward toward the head of the cello before and during using the pegs. And so if you don't apply pressure, the string will unravel. So I'll show you how that looks. So I'm gonna use the peg, but I'm not gonna push inward. I'm getting higher. And if I let go, the peg just went forward and I lost all my progress. So I'm gonna apply pressure inward now, and I'm gonna crank it back little by little. And when I let go, you'll see that it stayed there. So how I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna push in with my right hand. If I'm using these top two strings, I'm gonna push in with my right hand here, and I'm gonna push in toward the head with my left hand here, and it will stay. Okay, and now I'm gonna move over to the other side to do these two bottom strings. These two strings are a bit thicker, so they're a bit harder to tune. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna put my left hand on the neck of the cello, and I'm gonna use my right hand to tune. So I'm gonna push in here, and I'm gonna crank back and push in with my right hand here, a little bit at a time. And so if I'm pushing in with both hands, it's gonna stay, and I'm not gonna lose my progress. And one quick tip, since these strings are real tough, since they're so thick, if you're having a lot of trouble getting it to go back, what you might want to do is push it a little bit forward, and then it will get it going, so then you can pull it back again. Alright, and now let's move over to the fine tuners. Okay, so to use the fine tuners, we're going to need to use the bow. And how they work, from my perspective, as holding the cello in front of me, I can turn them to the left to make the string sharper or higher, and I can turn them right to make the string flatter or lower. And these only make since they're called the fine tuners, they only make a small adjustment. So we're only going to use them once we've gotten to the note that we're going to get to. So how you do it is you're going to put, usually when you play the cello, you have it on this side of your head. We're going to go to the other side, so now I have my left part of the body free. And to tune it, I'm going to start on the first string, And I'm going to reach over the bow so that I can play the string at the same time as turning it right or left. And that way I can look at my tuner and bow it at the same time. Now for the next 3 strings, I'm going to reach underneath the bow so it's more comfortable. And that way I can turn it as I'm playing it. Turn it to the left or turn it to the right, however the tuner tells me. Okay, so we're going to put it all together. So I got my tuner out here, and I'm going to start with the first string, which is an A string. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the pegs to get this string, since it's so out of tune. It says it's at an E right now. We're going to look for this to say an A. So I'm going to use my right hand, push in here, use my left hand, push in and pull back, little by little. We're at F now, F sharp. Notice that F is different than F sharp, different note. Now we're at a G. Just a little bit more. Okay, now we're at A flat. Notice the flat sign next to the A. There's one more note to go. Ooh, didn't push in hard enough. Gotta try again. We're at A flat again. Make sure you're pushing in with both hands. A little bit more to go. Okay, so now it says A, but it still says we're too flat or too low. So we're just gonna go a little bit more. And that's pretty close. That's enough to use the fine tuners for. So I'm gonna grab my bow now. I'm going to put it on top of the string. I'm going to reach around. And to make it sharper, I'm going to turn it to my left. And now we're at a smiley face. We did it. Okay, so we got one on this side. For the sake of the example, let's try one on the low side. So this one's supposed to be a G right here. We're at an F sharp, so we're pretty close, but we still need to use the pegs. So let's turn it around here. So I'm gonna find the corresponding peg. I see that the G string goes all the way to this back peg. I'm gonna grab that one, push in here, give it a good pluck. I see it needs to go up a little bit, so I'm gonna push in both hands, crank it back a little bit more, still flat. Oh, that's pretty good. Let's try to find tuners just to make sure. So for the 3 lower strings, I'm going to reach under the bow to get to the fine tuners. And I'm pretty darn close. I don't even need to use my fine tuners really. Okay, so now I'm all tuned up. I'll show you what it sounds like. So first string is an A, should sound something like this. Second string over is a D. Third string is a G. Last string is a C. One thing I want to mention is when you're tuning it, be careful that your tuner says, for example, if I'm playing an A, make sure that says A and not A flat. An A flat looks like this. It has that little B next to it. Those are different notes. You see how it disappeared? Make sure your strings are A, D, G, and C, with nothing next to it.